You did everything right. You worked hard. You built a stable career. You bought a home. You contribute to your retirement account. On paper, your life looks responsible. So why does retirement still feel uncertain? Here's the uncomfortable truth. For many middle-class Americans over 40, retirement isn't failing because they made bad decisions. It feels fragile because the structure was never truly strong. There's an illusion most people don't notice. The illusion is simple. If you earn well, save consistently, and avoid major mistakes, retirement will naturally work out. That belief feels logical, but it hides risk. The middle class often builds retirement on 3 pillars: a primary income, a growing home value, and a retirement account tied to market performance. At first glance, that looks solid, but look closer. A single income is not stability, it's concentration. If that income stops unexpectedly through health issues, layoffs, or industry shifts, or if the entire structure feels pressure immediately, the house feels like wealth, but it's not liquid. You can't easily convert stability into cash without disruption. Retirement accounts grow until markets don't, and markets don't move in straight lines. Most retirement plans assume long-term averages, but retirement doesn't experience averages. It experiences timing, and timing is unpredictable. That's where the illusion begins to crack. After 40, financial risk changes. It's no longer about building fast. It's about surviving long. Longevity quietly reshapes retirement math. If you retire at 62 and live to 90, that's nearly 3 decades without earned income, 3 decades of expenses, 3 decades of inflation, 3 decades of market variability. Most middle-class retirement plans were never stress-tested for that timeline. They were built around optimism, not durability. There's another quiet issue. By your 40s and 50s, your financial life becomes heavy. Mortgage payments, insurance premiums, healthcare costs, subscriptions, family obligations. None of these feel reckless, they feel responsible. But together, they reduce flexibility, and flexibility is what protects retirement. Not income level, not lifestyle appearance. Flexibility. If your lifestyle requires a certain income to survive, you are financially exposed. You may not feel poor, but your structure may be fragile. That's the illusion. Middle-class comfort often masks middle-class vulnerability. You don't see it because everything looks stable until something shifts. A market downturn, a job disruption, a health event, or simply time passing faster than expected. Retirement planning isn't just about how much you've accumulated. It's about how resilient your system is under pressure. And most people were never taught to build resilience. They were taught to build progress. There's a difference. Progress feels impressive. Resilience feels boring. But resilience survives. This is where many middle-class Americans unknowingly rely on hope. Hope that markets perform. Hope that health stays stable. Hope that life expectancy aligns neatly with projections. Hope that expenses drop significantly in retirement. Hope is not a strategy. And hope is what quietly holds up many retirement plans. Here's the key question. If your income stopped for 1 year, how much stress would you feel? If markets underperformed for 5 years, would your retirement structure remain stable? If you lived 10 years longer than expected, would your savings stretch or strain? If those questions feel uncomfortable, that's not failure, that's awareness. And awareness is the beginning of structural thinking. Because retirement security isn't about looking stable today, it's about staying stable tomorrow. In part 2, we'll talk about what durable retirement planning actually looks like, and how to move from fragile structure to resilient design without extreme changes. Before you move on, take a moment. Ask yourself honestly, is your retirement built on optimism or durability? If retirement fragility is real, the next question becomes simple. What does durability actually look like? Durability isn't about earning dramatically more. It's about reducing structural pressure. Pressure breaks retirement plans. Not one big mistake, but constant strain. The first shift is mental. Stop asking, how much do I need? Start asking, how strong is my structure? A retirement number feels clear. A structure feels adaptable. Numbers assume stability. Structures prepare for instability. Durable planning assumes longer life by default. If statistics say 85, plan toward 92. If projections say 25 years, model 30. Not because you expect disaster, but because strength requires margin. Margin is the difference between stress and stability. Many middle-class households operate with very little margin. Income covers expenses, savings grow slowly, but fixed costs quietly reduce flexibility. Durability begins by lowering fixed pressure, not cutting joy, not extreme downsizing, but reducing obligations that require constant high income. Mortgage structure matters, debt timing matters, recurring commitments matter. Every fixed expense reduces flexibility, and flexibility protects retirement. The second shift is withdrawal realism. Retirement math isn't linear. Markets fluctuate. Inflation compounds. Healthcare evolves. Rigid withdrawals during downturns create damage. Flexible spending reduces risk. Durable plans expect variability. They don't assume smooth growth. The third shift is separating lifestyle from identity. Many middle-class adults equate stability with maintaining a certain standard, but financial strength after 40 is less about appearance, more about resilience. A slightly lighter lifestyle often creates dramatically stronger durability. The strongest retirement plans aren't flashy. They're adaptable. They absorb volatility. They survive income disruption. Durability also means diversified reliance, not just diversified investments, but flexible income options, relevant skills, health protection, liquidity buffers, sequence risk awareness matters. Early retirement years are sensitive. Heavy withdrawals during downturns can weaken recovery. Durable plans maintain buffers. They reduce emotional decisions because panic causes mistakes and rigidity amplifies stress. Retirement security isn't about predicting the future correctly. It's about surviving when predictions fail. After 40, the goal shifts. You're not maximizing acceleration. You're engineering stability. Small structural shifts now prevent major stress later. Lower one fixed expense, increase liquidity gradually, extend flexibility where possible. Each move compounds durability. You may not be financially behind. You may simply be structurally tight. And tight structures crack under pressure. Flexible ones recover. The middle-class retirement illusion isn't failure, it's incomplete design, and design can change, gradually, strategically, without panic. Retirement doesn't need perfection. It needs durability, it needs margin, it needs flexibility. Before you leave, ask yourself, if nothing changed, would your structure survive 30 years? If that answer feels uncertain, that's clarity. Clarity is the first step toward durability. If this shifted your thinking, leave a comment. And subscribe for calm, realistic financial conversations after 40. Because illusion feels comfortable, durability feels secure.